Welcome to the video review of Transmetal Megatron. Alright, I don't have Transmetal Megatron. I have this piece of crap. Truth be told, I don't even know where to start with this figure. There's so much wrong with it, I'm just going to jump right in. Last year, for the first time since I was a little kid, I decided to watch the Beast Wars series. Season 2 rolled around introducing the awesome Transmetal line. One day I decided I was going to order my favorite version of Megatron, Transmetal Megatron, off of eBay. Little did I know that it was actually a piece of shit. So I waited and waited for days for my package to show up, and one day I came home from work and saw the little "we have your package at the post office" note. So I rode my bicycle all the way down to the local package delivery department, got my package, and rode all the way back home. See, I really wanted this toy, and I wanted it in mint condition, so I went to the extra effort to find it on eBay and spend the extra amount of money to get it mint in package. I'd done my research on this toy, and I discovered after I'd bought it on eBay, of course, that it had a rare version of gold plastic syndrome I like to call brown plastic syndrome. Essentially, that translates to, it's going to break 5 seconds after you get it out of the box. Knowing full well that this toy had a history of breaking in the brown parts, when I took it out of package, I was very careful. And you know what? I didn't even get it transformed once before it broke. Oh, and don't get me wrong, it didn't break. It crumbled like a dry cookie. Unlike my depth charge, where I put a rubber band around the firing mechanism of the gun to prevent the bullets from firing randomly, for convenience, I have this rubber band on Megatron out of necessity's sake. You see, it's actually holding the arms in his chest. The sad part is I absolutely love this toy's design, but if there's one thing I hate about Beast Wars, it's the fact that they made one figure for each version of every character, and that was it. Even Beast Machines had alternate versions of Optimus Primal, Jetstorm. When I ordered this guy offline, I didn't know about the Transformers size classes, and I thought this thing was huge. When I got him out of the box, he was so puny. He's even shorter than puny depth charge robot mode. Here's a size comparison with the original Beast Megatron. What the hell, Hasbro? How come the doofy dinosaur gets the big size class, but the really awesome one is so puny? This is like his bastard child conceived of him in an F-15. Unfortunately, because of his size, he's a little less like combined with a little bit of and ends up being more. Size aside, now this is an alt mode. Even though he's a cybernetic Tyrannosaurus with jet turbines and roller skates, I still absolutely love this guy. I know it's goofy, but I mean, come on. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex with jet turbines. And honestly, that seems like a really logical place to put him since this is where the T-Rex's weight gets distributed. I'm not so sure about these roller skates, but I really did like that scene in the show where he played chicken with Rat Trap. The sad part is, this is my favorite mode. It features the least amount of brown, so it has the least chance of breaking, although the legs are actually made of the brown plastic, so I have to be careful when moving them. I have probably transformed this thing maybe 3 times back and forth. In doing so, I've broken it 3 times. I'm actually about to transform this thing on camera, and I hope my entire 1 subscriber appreciates it, because it's probably going to break while I'm doing it. So the first thing you got to do is take off this rubber band that's holding his broken ass together. It's been so long since I've transformed him for fear of breaking him, I actually don't remember how to do it exactly. You might as well just pull out the broken arms. Go ahead and pop off the tail, but be careful because it's connected to a piece of brown plastic. Pull out the jet turbines and lift them up, and then swing them up. Now take him and pull his legs down. Open up the chest parts of the dinosaur. Fold down its arms. Fold in the dinosaur head into the back of the robot mode, which reveals the robot head. Finish lifting up the shoulder pads carefully. Now here comes the scary part, because this is the one part that breaks on every one of these that hasn't broken on mine. You have to rotate the waist around and make sure this little harness is out of the way so you don't accidentally break off the turbines on the back. Holy crap, he didn't snap in 2. Turn around and pull up the turbines, snap them into the back of the dinosaur head. And there you have Transmetal BrokenTron in robot mode. Here are his arms. Trying to put the arms back on as best I can. And there he is. Crap. The sad part is, I haven't had this guy transformed in forever, and now that I have him back in robot mode, I absolutely love this design. He looks so awesome. Why is he in 4 pieces? The first time I tried to transform him, I broke off the head and one of the arms. The third time I tried to transform him, I broke off the other arm. I kid you not, the plastic literally crumbled. There's no finesse that could have prevented that. What boggles my mind is that somebody actually had to assemble this thing. I mean, there's a metal bar that goes right through this part, right where it broke. How do you jam metal in there and it not shatter, but you go to move the panel and it breaks into 1,000 pieces? Sad part is, this thing's so terrible, I can't even praise it for its lack of kibble. I have very few good things to say about this toy, but the good things I have to say are actually pretty good. The colors on him are amazing. I hate brown, and yet this guy pulls it off. The Transmetal blue color just looks awesome on him, both in Dino mode and in Robot mode, even though he's not sporting much of it in Robot mode. Which is actually one of my complaints. He's got this very cool blue, but you can barely see any of it in Robot mode. It's really only on his toes and if you turn him around. His tail becomes this cutlass weapon with these opening scissor ends, but it doesn't do you a lot of good considering his arm isn't attached. The weapon's actually really cool. It's superposable, can grab enemies, and this thing is really tight when it closes. He has these Transmetal roller skates, which are really awesome because no matter what pose you put the foot in, there's always this wheel back here supporting him. But the roller skates don't actually have wheels on them, so he just sort of sits there. It amazes me this guy actually features a vehicle mode which could roll, but they decided not to give it actual wheels. Another complaint about the Transformers line is they never really put too much effort in making sure things are size accurate. Optimus here should be a lot smaller, maybe Megatron should be a lot bigger. Broken bits aside, this should not be the cooler Megatron than this one. I mean, look at this thing. It's a big stupid purple dinosaur. This one's a golden turbine sporting roller skating evil demon Tyrannosaurus Rex. Why isn't this one cooler? Haha, I managed to rubber band it into some semblance of togetherness. To me, this seems like the design that most adequately conveys Megatron's personality from the show. The detail on him is really awesome. I mean, there's no denying that this is Megatron straight out of the show. Megatron. The elbow joints are kind of lame where there's just a gap here between his bicep and his forearm. So here he is with his weapon, not that he can hold it all that well. I don't know if it's because of the brown plastic, but I'm so afraid of it breaking, it feels like everything on this is about to shatter. Every time I look at this guy, I can't help but think of that toilet paper that always comes apart in your ass. I gotta say, this is an absolutely fantastic toy, except for its size and shoddy plastic. If this figure were based on design only, I would totally give it a 10. But the size knocks it down to a 5, and the fact that you can't touch it without shattering it into a million pieces definitely knocks it down to a 1. One final note if you want to go shopping for this toy, I have the American release of this toy. There are 2 other versions. A Japanese version, which features a more red gold color and black instead of brown, and an Armada version, which has a completely obscure color scheme. I managed to successfully get him back into the mode that holds everything together. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I sure have. It's been quite a trip. Thank you for watching.